I was actually adding on with the guard about because he was talking about he was on a Zoom call and he was mentioning about the insurance.
Right.
You know
what about the insurance, guard?
About the insurance and I was telling you about the data, the science of data, please God, data, and I was looking into it. Even the data is insurable.
Right. The data is insurable.
The data is insurable, and actually it's real plausible to insure your data because that's how they recognize how important a data is to an organization, a family, or individual.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So
Correct.
So you know
Peace,
so as you
doing, Lord? I'm good, God. Good.
I just wanted to add on with you, God, in terms of like, because when you talk about insurance and how important insurance is. You know what I'm saying? I just went and did the knowledge on how it relates.
So what type of insurance?
See, now that's where I would have to build with you, because you know more about that world than I do. But I know that the data itself is
so when you're dealing with data, if you're going to relate it to a particular building that you're going to operate out of, then that data has to be insured. Like for instance, Google owns a building, or any one of them companies that you and Lord Jamel discover. You know what I'm saying? Peace, God. Peace, Almighty. Thank you for your time, God. Appreciate it, God. Peace, sir. Okay. Travel safe, God. So if you're dealing with like a building, for instance, that building is going to be the insurance for that data. Okay. So that data now gets insured with the property.
Okay.
It's called commerce.
Okay.
Insurance, because when you're dealing with data, it's commerce.
It's
imported and exported
Exactly.
information.
Indeed. Right. Yeah.
And then it will have to be a secured machine that's collecting that data that we own, that gives us the copyright and the patent rights to insure it. So you would have to go through the government and get it patented so that nobody can copyright it or duplicate it against what we're trying to accomplish. Because when you told the guard, y'all should have been recording, I said, God, you should have been over earlier on all the bills so the young guard would have known to record that, because that's data that's going into the Zoom.
Right.
Zoom is benefiting from that.
They might have to record it, been recorded.
But you didn't record it, then you lost that data. So that information, so he would have to call up Zoom and request that data from him, and they may go through certain ciphers with him over it.
True indeed.
Because that's the insurance.
Right.
So they have a platform for it. Right. So we have to create a platform and a building to run with that data.
Right.
Okay?
So that's what I'm saying.
So that's not a life insurance. That's not a whole life insurance. That's not term life insurance, what I was building about in Knowledge God Day. That's called commerce insurance. So anything you go to get, like farmland, it has to have insurance for that. Agriculture has its own insurance. Anything dealing with data is going to have its own, because it got e-commerce. That's e-commerce information. So it has to be insured underneath that, and we have to have an attorney also overlook that. So don't do it on your own. Go get an attorney that studies e-commerce law. And then they will tell you the documents that you need to file with either the SEC or so forth and so on, the rights to be able to publish and right to be able to hold things back. But remember that parliament I was building at, and Rashim said he had to cut the tape because I said something that they didn't like on YouTube.
On YouTube,
and then you said, no, but God, I was able to record. I said, well, how were you able to record it? And he wasn't, because you had your own phone, and you was able to take it and edit it and give it to me uncut. The guard had to cut his, and that was because of that. And if he didn't do that, then he'll lose his rights to
on
be
YouTube.
On
YouTube,
right?
Whereas we have control of our own data, we ain't got to worry about YouTube.
That's exactly, God. Exactly.
So I can edit it and give YouTube what they require.
Correct.
But you still had
a hardcore copy of it, so that nobody didn't miss. You got the whole full blast of what was said. That means that if they got it on YouTube, they didn't get the whole full 360. They're getting clips.
Yeah, true indeed.
So in order for them to get the full, they would have to come to you, and then you would have to make sure that you got some information from them to protect the rights of that data, so it's not exploited.
Right.
See, so the right track where you going there, God?
Same track, God. Peace, God.
Okay. So what we need to do now, because the God is doing like a streamline. That's going on a level where he's going to do privatize. You know what I'm saying, God?
This the man right here. This the man right here I was building. And right on time, God.
Right on time.
This God, Master Eye Cee, God.
Peace,
he deals with the IT science and whatnot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Cybersecurity, indeed.
Cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just built with
Supreme Mathematics Law, God.
Supreme Mathematics Law. Peace, God. Good
your
name,
name?
Supreme Mathematics. Easy to remember that.
Yeah, what's your name?
Master Eye Cee, God.
Master Eye Cee, God.
Indeed,
Okay.
Right. So the guard deals with like the IT structure, in terms of how to deal with that data. and like you talk about a building and whatnot.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
I say peace
So,
to my brother.
Peace, Almighty God.
Yeah, peace,
peace, God.
Yeah, I got you, man.
Yeah. So
You know, I still been working with Lord Jamel. He had me up 3 in the morning, man. Lord Jamel working on his website.
There's a lot going on. I'm gonna wait until after this event to actually, really implement some of the ideas that I have. It's a lot, God. It's a lot going on. Because now I'm on the side, like I'm talking about collecting our data, ensuring our data,
Ensuring the data, right?
ensuring our data. Like I got 60 terabytes, but I know the nation as a whole is going to, because God, we continue to make data daily. So
I'm trying to get
I'm just about like really figuring out how to control it, and not only control it, not only to control it and retain it, but also to analyze and utilize it.
Yeah.
I'm saying, so those are different mediums. So this
we got to build the infrastructure.
you got to build the infrastructure.
We've been talking about it.
This is what I say. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. I do project management, man. Right now, I'm actually doing a project securing what they call a threat intelligence platform. They call it a TIP for short, TIP, threat intelligence platform for the whole fucking government. We're talking about multi-million dollars, and the people be calling me. I mean, the government motherfuckers be calling me every day, like, yo, we need your help because we be in these meetings, we don't know what the fuck they talk about.
I need your map.
Yeah, most definitely, yeah.
So the infrastructure, when you say infrastructure, are you talking about property?
Infrastructure meaning you got a device, right? Like a network attached storage device. That device is going to hold data on it, and those devices are interconnected, and that forms the systems, and those systems are on networks. So that's your infrastructure. We're talking about the network, the devices, the systems, the interconnection of the systems, and the data on all of that. That's the whole infrastructure.
Not good?
Yeah.
Peace.
All right, I'll build you.
All right. Peace, God. All right. Peace, Master God. So indeed, so that's the infrastructure. We're talking about all of that.
All right, so is that going to be stored in a building?
Great question, God. So in this day and age, you got 2 types of infrastructures. You got what they call on-premise. So if you go to like the Columbia University, and Columbia University will have a data center, you can walk into some space there, and there's nothing but all these rows and racks of these data servers, and you can physically put your hand on it. But we're moving in this age where everything's in the cloud, and you can't put your hand on it anymore, so they call it off-premise. So it's somewhere in some data center that Amazon, Microsoft, or Google houses somewhere. It could be anywhere in the world. They got shit a lot of them got shit that's over in fucking Ireland.
Right, but it's in some building.
Some building, yeah.
Right.
Buildings. And when it's the cloud, you just don't know.
Right, you just don't know. But the reason why they don't want you to know is because they've done it with military intelligence as well.
Yeah.
I got that.
Yeah.
But it's still in it's housed somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah.
Well, the NAS is housed is put somewhere. Like there's a physical location at some point.
Go back to our lessons. Go back to our lessons.
The 8th degree and 140.
There you go. Right. Me and you there, God. Right.
When you're dealing with a cloud,
it's a mist.
When the information goes out, it's supposed to be untraceable, so that only the servers that mastered the software can make it distill back or draw it up whenever they want to.
Right.
But if they center it in one location, then they compromise it being infiltrated. So they put it in the cloud. And this cloud in the computer is more like a software that blocks the satellites from stealing the information. That's why it's called cyber security. Cyber is dealing with the space, the atmosphere, right? But when you break cyber down, it's also in the brain, because somebody got to be the brain of the cyber. So that person that's the master cybersecurity person is the one that knows the codes, the decodings.
That's what I do. That's what I teach.
Right.
I teach. I work for this company. They used to call Hacker University, but they changed it to Thrive DX. They got partnerships with colleges all around the country. They got partnerships with New Jersey Institute of Technology, New York Institute of Technology, NYU. So NYU. So I taught classes at NYU, NJIT, Miami University, UNLV, Long Beach, Michigan University. I teach classes all across the country, God.
Wow.
And it's a 10-month program. It's 10 classes. They start you with introduction to cybersecurity. The way I break it down to the students is take the word security first. It's 2 words. Security. You go to the mall, you got a security guard. He's protecting the business, the merchandise, the people there, right? So it's protect the defender. Simple. And you take cyber. Cyber is what I just told you. It's the interconnection of everything digital.
Right.
All right. So that's what. So you're protecting everything that's digital from what? People that's unauthorized access. Now we talk about the cloud. Though the thing about cloud is the benefits in the way that it was kind of developed is that your data is always accessible no matter where you're at. Because the problem is what you had the old sneaker net or your intranet, you had to go physically sit in the machine and access that data because it's stored on that machine. But with the cloud, you don't have to worry about that no more. No matter where you at, the data's there because all you do is connect to the app. And it connects,
Like the iCloud.
right, so that's the benefits of the cloud.
So right
but,
now,
but it's a fine miss because we can't see it.
But right now, we can simplify that miss.
You don't know
right?
where it's at.
We can simplify
You don't know where it's at, though.
simplify that miss like saying right now, everybody went on their phone and said, let's go and like it.
Right.
And because you open up the Wi-Fi liking it, all y'all information will come up right now, right here in real time.
True. Yeah.
And it's because they want to be able to do business and be able to exploit the military powers to be able to have something come in nanoseconds. But the cyberspace security part, that what you're dealing with on a local level, you never served in the military.
I have.
Yeah, what part?
Navy.
So by you being on the water, that's why I asked us, I'm on land, right?
Okay, gotcha.
So the Army has to get signals from the water.
Yes.
So the Navy, when they brought us over, that's why they brought us over on ships.
Right.
Because the ships was using the astrolabe, which was the North Star, to compass the geographic over the Atlantic Ocean.
Right.
Once they knew they was in a certain position,
Navigation,
they was able to send out signals from the light, from the ship. They was doing certain things to the lighthouse. So that's the same thing that they did with the computer. Only thing they did was took them physical things and put it in a chip.
Right.
And then they took the chip that they got from the black man's body.
It's the same model.
They took the genetic genes, the silicone and the germanium.
The CPU, which is the brain.
Right, it's the brain.
Yeah,
right. And so we are chips.
Right.
We actually satellites.
Right.
And that's what made us the energy for it.
Yeah.
If you turn off the computer, it doesn't mean it's off. It just means it doesn't have any power.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you turn it back on, it already spit in whatever you searched.
Right.
So it's automatically, artificially, intelligently feeding it.
Right.
But my thing is this: you can't make real estate artificial.
No. Right.
So it has to be housed somewhere.
Somewhere, right.
So
which is getting back to me so much.
So what me and my brother was speaking about,
we need to be housing.
I said, God, we have to find a place to house it,
No doubt.
so that we can control what
doubt.
we have. So when it's being streamed, we protect
I proposed
that
it to him.
information.
We got it written up. Everything you just said. I told him we need to build a business, a hosting business. We host our data, and we still.
And that's dealing with the
and the other services we offer to other people, the whole human family. They subsidizing the cost for what we need to house our shit.
Exactly.
But we can still control it.
Now goes back
It's
to
already
the
written
insurance
up, God.
policy.
It's already
We're
written up.
talking about
I'm talking about
e-commerce.
data is insurable.
Right, it's
Our
insurable.
Yeah.
Right, now that data that's insurable is getting
yeah.
compound interest, so now you getting money in seconds for the data.
Yeah.
So if I buy property through cyberspace, it's going to be worth more than if I use actually intrinsic dollars, because intrinsic dollars has to take time for a person to put it in and it got to go through an ACH.
It sounds like you're talking about cryptos now.
Right. Well, that's what they did.
It's a blockchain.
Right. That's what they did. But when you're dealing with data, it's nanosecond. It's quick. Yeah. So by the time that data's going in, the data's associated with some form of economics.
I got you.
That's why I told you, God, it's called e-commerce.
I need to get Lord Jamel.
Okay, God?
Yeah. What you said the last part? That's why it's called what?
I said the data that we're dealing with got to go through e-commerce.
Oh, okay.
The e-commerce I'm talking about is electrical commerce, which is commercial information. Commercial information is then broken down in a residential format, where it comes into where you are entity, your social security number is no longer your social security number. Your social security number now is an EIN number.
We talking the same language, because when I went to college, and when I went to college, I didn't go to get a job and a piece of paper. I went to start an e-commerce business.
There you go.
I graduated in 2001. I was like, I'm going to Silicon Valley and be a serial entrepreneur and just spin them off.
Right. And then when Silicon Valley went under, when they went under, all that money that was inside that bank caused it to flip. But
I always said I should have
what
created
ended up happening,
I always said that.
they're doing that. They're intentionally doing that, meaning causing this chaos.
True indeed.
We got
a lot to build on.
Yeah,
but
take my man.
We got to build in a way that
How you doing, God?
We ain't got to be around this. We got to talk about it.
Right.
And this is
I mean, advancing as far as like making this shit happen, like executing is what I'm saying.
Well, we need
applied.
that.
I hear you, man.
So yeah,
I ain't
go
on
take my
Facebook,
math,
but
God.
we
got
let me get the
He coming?
Yeah. You gonna see me this summer, man. I'm gonna be getting with Dark Kim. We're gonna do a cyber class online. There's his brother that he's a senior threat intelligence analyst with Microsoft.
Okay.
And he created a program for free. It's called KC7
I'm on
Cyber.
your list, brother.
KC7 stands for the kill chain.
Okay.
All right, we know about the kill chain. Like, we went to Iraq, we had to stop the kill chain. We basically went down chain and found the sources of how they were creating the bombs, and then we suppressed the supply chain so they couldn't even make it. And then we even found out the signals they were using to ignite them, and then we suppressed that. So that's what the kill chain is. We were doing that in cyber. So he created a whole game that's free for everybody on just how to do that. How to stop the kill chain in cyber, stop the bombs.
Wow, that's interesting.
See how you just said that? Like, I like that. So that's what. Look, we're gonna be doing it.
Oh yeah, God.
What I just told you, we're gonna be doing that. That's what I'm saying. I ain't talking about no more. We doing the shit.
That's powerful.
But we got to get the gold now to help do what he needs.
Right,
so I gave him the plan.
That's the size of security posture.
This is where the land.
Infrastructure.
This is where the land and data meets.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't do it without the land and the property. We still got to get to that level, you know. But let me give you my math, God.
All right, peace, word.
Yeah, this is powerful. This is I love this.
Okay, go ahead, God. You said supreme mathematics.
Right, exactly, God.
Yeah, that's an easy name to remember.
Right.
I'm just trying to, build, add on, God. Like that's really like my real bell is the science of controlling our data, because our data is our currency. The God was talking about building a white label. Pardon me. A white label, a bank, you know what I'm saying? But a bank has different forms of currency, deals with different forms of currency.
Yeah.
Data is a number one, in my eyes, number one form of currency. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can
data's gold,
data's gold. Or platinum. It's
platinum, yeah.
It's a serious commodity. And like right now, we are producing data.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to control our own data.
Yeah. Right.
Otherwise, we risk being colonized by somebody else. You see what I'm saying?
When the pyramids were built and how they were built, it was built to transport data.
Right.
So
okay.
Every area that we deal with now, they have churches on top of it, got pyramids underneath it. So that data that they got from our forefathers is the same data they're using now, except they grafted it. And they're using it for economics. We didn't use it for economics. We use it to communicate God of the universe. We use it to communicate with energies outside of our own physical existence. So that's why when the message was saying about the mother plane and the energy that's in the universe, we got to convert that energy back into our own resources.
Did you
because the resources, God, the resources that we have, we've given it over when we gave up our rights.
Right.
So we got to get back the commercial rights.
Yeah.
Commercial rights.
The commercial right. God,
the
guards in the Navy, he knows that when you go in the water.
Yeah, you're international water.
Right, but once you go international water, if you're on top of the water, it's different being underneath the water.
Okay.
When you go underneath the water, you see information. You see things down there that's been hitting cities and all that's down in the water that they don't want us to know about. But those ships that are down there that were shipwrecked, they still got sonar on them. So they still pull up information. So that's what I'm saying. We need to tap in to what's not only on land, not only what's in the cloud, but what's in the water.
Yeah.
Because the water is traveling signal. Air, land, right.
Space, yeah.
You gotta tap into all that,
like
because
we don't eat the food of the air, land, and sea.
Right.
Same thing. We gotta channel that energy.
We gotta
land,
channel the energy.
And sea. Because
Correct.
all that shit
there's
is
dimensions to it.
Right.
There's dimensions to it.
It's layers.
Right, it's layers. So that's what you was building about. Is like there's some layers of what? Current of an air that are real cold and warm, and some are very swift and changeable. So this is what we building about.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And once we tap into those different layers, then we can begin to take over the economical structure of it, and that's how we control the land. That's what they was doing. Iraq is our land.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's all our land.
I seen the temples and tombs in there. It looked like I was like back in time.
Right.
I seen them just the ziggurats and all that shit.
Exactly.
They call it. Yeah.
That's our land. They sitting on our land, controlling our
I ain't
money.
never seen no shit like that over here.
And all the dead bodies, the oil that's been extracted out, that's bodies, that's dead bodies.
Yeah.
So that's perpetual oil, right? So that's living resources that we need to tap into. So when we do it here, then we got to go over there, because that Nas agreement 1-40 say Bible or what? Quran. Equal to your what? Home circumference. Peace, God.
Peace.
Right? A year to every mile.
A year to
And
every
then
mile,
that's
right.
that God
Makes
born
us
wisdom
home.
through his what?
Yeah.
Equality. And that makes what today's degree real.
Right.
Because now we drawing the water up.
Right.
And then when it distills back, it comes in a form where we got to digest it for usable reason. For cooking, for washing,
Right.
and also for information. This right here is taking in water.
Yeah.
We're absorbing water right now.
Right.
Peace,
No
God.
doubt.
And the water is the means of the vibration of the energies.
Right.
And that's the data.
True indeed.
The wisdom.
Yeah.
Through the wisdom.
Through the way, through the way.
Right.
Peace,
Wisdom
God.
was the way.
Wisdom is the way.
Peace,
Words
God.
bond. You know what I'm saying, God?
That was a powerful bill.
You must do your own research, as I did.
If Mecca did this.